Good morning, students. Today we are going to start lesson number 2, the sound of music. First part we have already completed, which was based on a deaf girl, Evelyn. And today we are going to see the second part of the same lesson, lesson number 2, the sound of music, and the part which is second is the Shehnai of Bismillah Khan. In this lesson, we are going to see about the life of Bismillah Khan, that how he started, how he learned, how he performed, and how could he touch the zenith of his life, and how could he get Bharat Ratna in our country as the highest civilian award. So let us go through the words. The book I will be reading and explaining you each and everything. Emperor Aurangzeb began the playing of a musical instrument called pungi. Now pungi is a name of an instrument, musical instrument. Earlier it was given name of pungi. Nowadays we can see that pungi is used by snake charmer. They are using it to capture the snake. So earlier at the time of Aurangzeb, when Aurangzeb was king, that time it was banned. And why was it banned? Because of its sound. The sound was not good, it was totally unpleasant. It is written here. In the royal residence, for it had a shrill, unpleasant sound. Shrill, shouting like unpleasant, which is not good to hear. Pungi became the generic name for reeded noisemaker. Reeded means a kind of weed which we see in a water. In Hindi we call it sakanda. So that was the name given to the instrument. And it was a noisemaker. It makes a noise. And that noise which was made by pungi was not at all good to hear. It was totally unpleasant. Few had thought that it would one day be revived. Some of the people, earlier when it was being played and Aurangzeb banned it, then some of the people thought that one day it will revive. Revive means it will start again. But that was never done. And it is done but after long gap. A barber of a family of a professional musician who had access to the royal place decided to improve the tonal quality of the pungi. Now, earlier barber means the haircutter. So they used to play pungi. So when it was made, so it was a kind of income source for them. So they thought, one of the barber thought that I should do some manipulation in this instrument so that again I can play. So he thought to do something. He decided to do something with that. He chose a pipe with a natural hollow stem that was longer and broader than the pungi and made 7 holes on the body of the pipe. So now what the barber did? Barber, he just took one more hollow stick and on which he made 7 holes. 7 holes he made, and that was the new instrument which he was trying to make, which was longer than pungi and broader than pungi. So he just thought to make another instrument. When he played on it, closing and opening some of the holes, soft and melodious sounds were produced. And he started blowing air in that. And by closing and opening, as we do on flute now, in that way, he was closing and opening some of the holes out of 7. So very nice or auspicious sound was being produced by the instrument. He played the instrument before royalty and everyone was impressed. So very first when he invented that, he went to royal place. And there when he played, everyone was impressed that it is very nice. The sound was really auspicious. It was good to hear. The instrument, so different from pungi, had to be given a new name. And now he cannot call the same instrument pungi because it was already banned. So he had to give another name because pungi sound was not good, not auspicious, totally unpleasant. And new instrument which he made, it has to be named. And what name it is to be given, that we are going to see. played in the Shah's chamber and was played by a Nai, his barber. The instrument was named the Shehnai. So got the clear picture? Why was it given the name Shehnai? And what is the name of that new instrument? The instrument which he made new, his name is Shehnai. And why it is given name Shehnai? Because very first it was played where? At a court where Shah was sitting, king was sitting. So Shah, and who played that? One who has created or made that. And who made that? That was made by a barber, Nai. Therefore, Shah and Nai both are mingling together and making Shehnai. In that way, the name of that instrument was given by the barber. The sound of Shehnai began to be considered auspicious, and this sound was really auspicious. Auspicious means Shubh. And for this reason, it is still played in temple and is an indispensable contentment of any North Indian wedding. So, very first since it was played in Shah's chamber, after that, since its sound was really auspicious, so this instrument was used to play at temples also. And indispensable means it was having too much importance, and therefore it was being played in marriage also, where? Especially in North India. In the past, the Shehnai was the part of novel or traditional assemble of 9 instruments found at royal court. So very beginning, in the beginning when the Shehnai was created, new instrument was made, very beginning it was one of the 9 instruments which was kept at court. So one of the 9, it was given position. The credit for bringing this instrument onto the classical stage goes to Ustad Bismillah Khan. And this instrument was started being played. At Shah's chamber it was being played. Then many people started playing at a temple also. In wedding also it was being played. But the real name or real fame came to Shehnai when it was played by Ustad Bismillah Khan. So Bismillah Khan gave the real name, real prestigious to this instrument. As a 5 years old, Bismillah Khan played Gilli Danda near a pond in the ancient estate of Dumraon in Bihar. So Dumraon is the name of a village where Ustad Bismillah Khan was born. So here we are starting the life of Bismillah Khan, and how he was born, where he was born, how he grew up, and how he started playing music and how he got the interest in this. So very first it is said, since birth it is not shared here, after 5 years. So when Ustad Bismillah Khan was 5 years old, as like other children, he used to play in the village street, on the village street. He would regularly go to the nearby Bihariji temples to sing the Bhojpuri Cheta, at the end of which he would earn a big laddu weighing 1.25 kg, a prize given by the local Maharaja. So he was just only 5 years old and still he was having interest in music. So he was going there at the temple and he was playing that instrument which is named Shehnai. And whenever he was going there to play that Shehnai at the temple, at the end of that, as a reward means as a gift, he was given a laddu. If the laddu was how much weighted? It was 1.25 kg. And that was the gift given to Ustad Bismillah Khan for playing Shehnai at temple, and that laddu was given to him by Maharaja, the local Maharaja. This happened 80 years ago, and 80 years passed of this incident, and the little boy has travelled far to earn the highest civilian award in India, the Bharat Ratna. And before 5 years, whatever, at the age of 5, whatever started, around 80 years, when Bismillah Khan turned 80, he was given the highest civilian award of India, and everyone knows the name of that award. It is none other than Bharat Ratna. How great opportunity was it for Bismillah Khan to get the highest civilian award. Born on 21st March 1916. So when was Bismillah Khan born? On 21st March 1916. Bismillah Khan belongs to a well-known family of musicians. And see, the magic is here. His whole family was already musician. Means music was in his blood, we can call it. From Bihar. So where was he born? In Bihar. The state Bihar, and the name of the village, as I told earlier, Dumraon. Dumraon was the name of the village where he was born, and Dumraon is where? It is in Bihar state. His grandfather, the name of his grandfather is Rasul Baksh Khan, was the Shehnai Nawaz of the Bhojpur King's Court. And his grandfather, we are starting from, and his grandfather was a Shehnai player. And where was he playing? He was playing at Bhojpur King's Court. And what was the name of his grandfather? Rasul Baksh Khan. His father, Paigambar Baksh, the name of his father, whose father? Ustad Bismillah Khan's father was Paigambar Baksh. And other paternal ancestors were also great Shehnai players. Means not only his father and not only his grandfather, rather all the ancestors means Purvaj, all the ancestors of Bismillah Khan used to play Shehnai. Therefore he was also a good and great musician. The young boy took to music early in life. At the age of 3, when his mother took him to the maternal uncle's house in Banaras, now we call it Varanasi, Bismillah was fascinated watching his uncle practice the Shehnai. So it started for Bismillah Khan at the age of 3. When he was a small kid, 3-year-old kid, he was taken by his mother to his maternal uncle's, means Mama's house, to his maternal uncle, and maternal uncle was living at Banaras. Nowadays we call it Varanasi. So along with his mother he went to Varanasi or Banaras, earlier name. He saw his maternal uncle, Mrs. Mama, was playing Shehnai, and he was much fascinated. Fascinated means mohit, attracting he was looking. Soon Bismillah Khan started accompanying his uncle Ali Baksh. The name of his uncle, his maternal uncle or Mama we can call. What was the name? Ali Baksh. To the Vishnu temple of Banaras, where Baksh was employed to play the Shehnai. And his maternal uncle used to play Shehnai. And it is really surprised to see that where he was playing at a temple of Banaras. And what was he playing? Shehnai. Ali Baksh would play the Shehnai, and Bismillah would sit captivated for hours on end. Captivated means attracted. So along with his mama or uncle he was going. Where was he going? To the temple, and his mama was playing Shehnai there, and he was captivated to see, means attracted to see that his uncle is playing that instrument there. Slowly he started getting lessons in playing the instrument and would sit practicing throughout the day. And slowly, since his uncle was playing, so he also shown his interest towards the same instrument, Shehnai. And he was also given practice. And the boy was too much fascinated by the instrument, therefore whole day he was practicing that instrument. For years to come, the temple of Balaji and Mangla Maiya and the book of the Ganga, bank of the Ganga, became the young apprentice's favorite haunt where he could practice the solitude. And after that, at Balaji temple and Mangla Maiya's temple, at the bank of river Ganga, he was finding himself as like a music learner, and he was sitting there along silence or solitary means total silence, and he was practicing there. These places, all three places, became very famous place for him to have practiced. Solitary means alone. The flowing water of Ganga inspired him to improvise and invest ragas that were earlier considered to be beyond the range of the Shehnai. And since he was sitting at the bank of river Ganga, he was too much fascinated. The sound of the water flowing was also inspiring him to learn different types of ragas. Earlier, the ragas which were not played on Shehnai, those ragas also he learnt new. Where? By sitting at the bank of the Ganga river. At the age of 14, now Bismillah was 14 years old, Bismillah accompanied his uncle to the Allahabad Music Conference. When he was 14 years old, at the age of 3 he started learning, and now he is 14 years old. Around 11 years passed of his experience in learning. So where was he taken? Allahabad. And there he went along with his uncle. And that was a music conference. At the end of the recital, Ustad Fayaz Khan patted the young boys back and said, "Work hard and you shall make it." With the opening of the All India Radio in Lucknow in 1938 came Bismillah's big break. So when he was taken to Allahabad Music Conference, now we call Allahabad as Prayagraj. So he was when he played there, that time Ustad Fayaz Khan was also there. He just patted on his back and said, "Keep continuation in this, and one day you will be very famous. You will make it, means you will be very famous for this." And when All India Radio started in India in 1938, that time Ustad Bismillah Khan was the first man. That was the first break given to Ustad Bismillah Khan. That was the first platform, we can call it, at national level. Because playing on radio at national level, it was really very good opportunity to Bismillah Khan. Therefore it is said, it was the first break given to Ustad Bismillah Khan when All India Radio started in 1938. He soon became an often heard Shehnai player on radio, and soon he became often heard, means continuously, repetition, that he was giving his music on radio. When India gained independence on 15 August 1947, the date which we cannot forget, Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to lead the nation with the Shehnai. He poured his heart out into ragas Kafi from the Red Fort to an audience, which included Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who later gave his famous Tryst with Destiny speech. So here what we can see, that as we all know that India, our country, we Indian got freedom on 15 August 1947. Bismillah Khan, he was the one man, he was the only one man who was invited there to lead the nation. When Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, our first Prime Minister, was giving his speech, and the Tryst speech he had given, which was connecting him with the destiny. So that was the greatest opportunity to Bismillah Khan to give his performance at the platform of Red Fort on the occasion of Independence Day. Bismillah Khan has given many memorable performances both in India and abroad. Means not only in India he played, he has given his performances in foreign countries too. His first trip abroad was to Afghanistan. Very first, when he went out of India, that country was Afghanistan, where King Zahir Shah was so taken in by the maestro that he gifted him priceless Persian carpet and other souvenirs. So, very first he went to where? Afghanistan, where the king was Zahir Shah. And he was taken in. Taken in means he was much impressed. Taken in is a praise. So taken in means praise, and he was very surprised, very impressed by the Shehnai, which was played by Maestro Ustad Bismillah Khan, and he gifted him very priceless Persian carpet. Because earlier the old name, ancient name of Afghanistan was Persia. So Persian carpet was given him and other souvenirs. Means souvenirs means the things given in the memory of place. The king of Afghanistan was not the only one to be fascinated with Bismillah's music. Film director Vijay Bhatt was so impressed after hearing Bismillah play at the festival that he named a film after the instrument called Goonj Uthi Shehnai. And not only the Afghan king was impressed, but some Indian music director and directors were also very impressed with his music. He was playing music in a festival, and after listening that music director or film director Vijay Bhatt has given the name of his own new movie. You must have also heard the name of the movie, Goonj Uthi Shehnai, and the film was really hit. It was a hit movie. And one of Bismillah Khan composition, Dil Ka Khilona Hai Toot Gaya. That is also a composition made by Bismillah Khan by the sound of his only instrument Shehnai. Turned out to be the nationwide chartbuster. The song the composition he made with Shehnai, Dil Ka Khilona Hai Toot Gaya, that was became a chartbuster, very big. Despite this huge success in the celluloid world, Bismillah Khan's venture in films, music were limited to two. And even he became very famous. The Goonj Uthi Shehnai and Dil Ka Khilona Hai Toot Gaya, his own composition, he was becoming famous in celluloid. Celluloid means Bollywood. He was becoming famous, but still he could do only these two. Not more than these two. He did his performance for Bollywood. Vijay Bhatt's Goonj Uthi Shehnai and Vikram Srinivas Kannada venture Shanadi Apanna, I just can't come to return with the artificially and glamour of the film world, he says with emphasis. So he can say, what is he saying? The writer is saying, and Bismillah Khan is also saying, Vijay Bhatt's Goonj Uthi Shehnai and other director Vikram Srinivas, he is Kannada director, and he also made a movie Sanadi Apanna. Those cannot be forgotten. How artificially the performances are given. The music was given by Bismillah on his only instrument Shehnai. Award and recognition came thick and fast. Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to be invited to perform at the prestigious Lincoln Center Hall in United States of America. Means this was not the end. So many awards he was winning. It was becoming so normal thing for him to gain the award. And now he became the very first man, first Indian. Really, it is a prestigious for him. It was a great opportunity to him. And what was that? That he was invited where? United States of America, where? Prestigious Lincoln Center Hall. And he also took part in the World Exposition in Montreal, in the Cannes Art Festival, and in the Osaka Trade Fair. So many places he went to give his performances. So known did he become internationally that an auditorium in Tehran was named after him, Tehran Mosiki Ustad Bismillah Khan. Even he has given international performances at so many places. He became famous worldwide. Internationally he became famous, and after the name of his own, Bismillah Khan, a name of auditorium is given, Tehran Mosiki Ustad Bismillah Khan, which is where? At Tehran. National award like the Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan are also conferred. Means it was so many. These are the three, and Bharat Ratna is also given. All together 4 national awards he was given. In 2001, Ustad Bismillah Khan was awarded India's highest civilian award, the Bharat Ratna. When was he given Bharat Ratna? 2001. With the coveted award resting on his chest and his eyes glittering with rare happiness, he said, "All I would like to say is teach your children music. This is Hindustan's richest tradition. Even the West is now coming to learn our music." So what he said when he was getting that award, Bharat Ratna, he was holding near his chest. That time when he was invited to speak few words, he said, "Teach your children music, because it is the Hindustan's richest tradition, and our countrymen can do it. Even the people from abroad are coming to our country to learn classical music." In spite of having traveled all over the world, Khan Sahib is another name of Ustad Bismillah Khan, as he is fondly called, is exceedingly fond of Banaras and Dumron, and they remain for him the most wonderful town of the world. Even he is saying that I have visited so many places all over the world, but still two places. Which are the two? Very first is own village, Dumron, and second, Banaras temple. These were the two most famous places for him to be all over the world. A student of his once wanted him to head a Shehnai school in the USA, and the student promised to recreate the atmosphere of Banaras by replicating the temple there. But Khan Sahib asked him if he would be able to transport river Ganga as well. So one of his students, when he was playing or he was in USA, that time one of his students asked him, "Sir, you please teach here. I will give you the atmosphere of Banaras." Means the temple I can build for you. The decoration will be same as Banaras. But Khan Sahib told him, "Can you bring Ganga river also here?" And that was impossible for the student to bring Ganga in USA. Now, later he is remembered to have said, "That is why whenever I am in foreign country, I keep yearning." Yearning means having desire, wish to see Hindustan. While in Mumbai, I think of only Banaras and the holy Ganga. And while in Banaras, I miss the unique Mata of Dumron. So what he is saying? Ustad Bismillah Khan is saying, whenever he was in abroad country, whenever he was out of country, he was always thinking for India. And whenever he was in Mumbai, he was thinking only for Banaras and the temple and the river Ganga. And whenever he was in Banaras or at the bank of river Ganga, he was thinking for his own village. Ustad Bismillah Khan's life is a perfect example of the rich cultural heritage of India. One that effortlessly accepts that a devout Muslim like him can very naturally play the Shehnai every morning at Kashi Vishwanath temple. And now the writer is saying the Ustad Bismillah Khan's life, it was really perfect example of what? The rich culture. He was showing rich culture, and it was heritage for India. And even he put his efforts totally effortlessly. He just accept the thing which he wanted to. Though he was a Muslim, his name is Bismillah Khan. He was a Muslim, but still every morning very naturally he was going to Banaras temple, and the name of the temple is given here, Kashi Vishwanath temple, and he was giving his performances there. How lucky we Indians are that we are supporting all the religions. We are totally together here, as it is said for our country, that we live here all the religions with. So Ustad Bismillah Khan was a great example of being Muslim. He was playing Shehnai at a temple every morning and very naturally he was doing that. And with this hope, I just hope that all the students are very clear with the lesson and it is very easily understood, and the question based on this lesson you can write easily answer, and it is very easy to find yourself comfortable to understand the lesson. And I hope you all are very clear with the history, you very clear with all the terms, you are very clear with the things whatever is given in the lesson, and having this whole thing in your brain, it will be easy for you to answer all the NCERT question or extra question related to the same lesson. All the best. Thank you very much. Good day.